What's up, family? Welcome to another exciting episode of Rappers in My Backyard, the podcast that stays lit. We rap about relationships, music, and entertainment. Thanks so much for tuning in today. I hope you had a great week because we got a great show for you today. Today, we're going to be talking about Lessons, Poverty Book, which is the title of the LP for our guest today. Also on the grill, we are going to be throwing on Hood Culture, Then and Now. So we'll be having some fun with that on the grill today. And you guys know that I love setting up every show with a quote that provides the groundwork for a provocative conversation. So here's the quote. The most valuable lessons aren't taught, they're experienced. And that comes from picturequotes.com. And I know that sets us up nicely to talk, express, relate, connect with our special guest, Gia. MC Eiht is in the backyard. What's up, Eiht?
What's good? What's good?
Hey, what's good is having you, man. Sunday at 2. That's what's good for me. What you up to? What you up to?
And I'm just chilling. Just got back from a football parent meeting. So, I'm just chilling right now.
Yeah, waiting for the second half, huh? So you can go and finish that up, huh?
Yeah, about to got back into coaching for, I've been coaching youth football for like 12 years. I took like a year or two off, but my boy Chill, got some stepsons right now. That's 10 and 11. So I went on ahead and volunteered to head coach the team. So I'm jumping back into the youth football thing. So we had a little meeting this morning. So that's where I'm coming from right now.
Oh, that's cool, man. The youth, they really need you guys out there because they need y'all's grit along with that education to know how to turn that grit into touchdowns. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So
definitely. It's a good experience. You know what I'm saying? It's a way for me to connect with the youth at a young age, kind of mentor, mold a couple of dudes. We got a lot of single moms out there, kids into sports or whatever. So it's another way for, to present that father figure out there for, the young cats or whatever. And, it's have fun, learn how to connect with other kids, learn how to be teammates and whatever, just social, whatever. So it's a good thing, you know what I'm saying? Coming from what I used to do, even though I used to be hood bound and lived in Compton and whatever, mom's always tried to keep us in sports or whatever. So it's just my giving back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And we got to give back. So, a solid shout out to you. And the Chill just got married or something,
Yeah, exactly.
So shout out to Chill.
Shout out to my boy, Chill. Yeah.
I didn't make it to the wedding, but I definitely am happy for him, man. Chill is the truth. And I'm really happy to have him as a friend, as I know that you are too, because y'all two is like hand in glove, just two solid dudes, So let's kick these questions off. Eiht.
Let's go.
Since, I know your history and background or whatever, but our audience does not. So we need to lay a little groundwork for them to let them know the legend you are and the amazing work you have done in this business. You started off doing this thing called hip hop at 17 years old. How did you get started at 17?
Basically, I was getting into hip hop, as every teenager around that time was. Used to listen to young LL Cool J, the whole UTFO Roxanne thing, cats like MC Shan, and a lot of East Coast rap, I was introduced to. But being from Compton, we were on a different page as far as the gangbanging and shit is concerned. So just a young adolescent in the neighborhood trying to find my way. Used to listen to K-Day, you know, Uncle Jam's Army, you know, Dial a Freak and all them records, you know, Egyptian Lover, you know, Toddy T, which introduced me to neighborhood rap, you know, him and Spade. So I used to just go over to my homeboy who used to live in Watts from my neighborhood.
Uh-huh.
And I used to go to his house in the garage, man, and we used to just make tapes about the neighborhood. We got that motto from Todd T and them. You know, they used to
Oh.
make these TDK tapes, you know, sell them throughout the neighborhoods or whatever. And they would basically depict on these tapes tales from the hoods. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I got into that, you know, making mixtapes in the garage with the homies. And then from there, me and Chill bumped into each other in junior high school. Um, I came up with the name Compton's Most Wanted, and we just started making, you know, little mixtapes. Um, we got a chance to meet Lonzo from the Wrecking Crew.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody else basically was having a meeting with them, and we just went to tag along. And we had cut our first little demo tape, so we just had it with us.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Lonzo, it was Unknown, and it was DJ Slip there. And I think we played the tape. They liked it. We started cutting little demos with Slip. And that's how we formed our first little thing. And we came out with This Is Compton, our first 12-inch single.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, man, we just got a deal with Capitol. And our first major album was It's a Compton Thing. So that's how basically we got started. It's a Compton Thing was our first major release. We had a single called One Time's Gaffled 'Em Up. We had a video for that. And that's how, you know, MC8, the Chill Compton's Most Wanted, was born.
All right. And we're glad Compton's Most Wanted was born because you
sure.
guys put out some really, really great work. Also, I wanted to ask you about, I mean, you had the opportunity as a rapper to transcend into doing acting with doing one of our, like, culturally, I know in my opinion, I really feel that that film was a game changer for us. You know, Menace to Society and Thicker Than Water. Talk to me about Menace to Society. How'd you pull off getting that role that you were absolutely great in?
Well, I was basically working on my third record. I had just came off of my second album, Straight Checking Them.
Mm-hmm.
I got a chance to do the lead single for Boys in the Hood for
Okay.
Rest in Peace, John Singleton. Used to hang out with JD from the Lynch Mob a lot. That was my buddy, you know, my boy, you know. Shout out to JD, free JD. Met John Singleton. He gave me a chance to spit on the Boys in the Hood soundtrack, so which led me to getting a lot of exposure, you know. Working on my third album, Music to Drive By. It came out. I was on tour. Got a call from my manager and said that these cats was doing this movie. You know, we had successful movies like I said, once again, we had Boys in the Hood. We had Colors, you know, South Central. On the East Coast, Pac did Juice. So we were kind of getting a little successful with the Black urban movies, you know, that was depicting our time. So the Hughes brothers, you know, some cats out of film school, went to, you know, lived in Pomona, something like that. Got a deal to do this movie through New Line. The Hughes brothers came from shooting all of Tupac's early videos. Brenda Got a Baby, Holla If You Hear Me. They shot all of Tupac's early videos. So that's what gave them that connection with Pac and New Line. And so New Line gave them the deal. I guess, you know, we had success with the rappers in the acting roles, Cube, Tupac, you know. So originally the role was for MC Ren. They had brought MC Ren in to read for the role. And I don't know if Ren could do it because obligations or whatever. So they called me. They said they had noticed me in my videos. They were fans of my music. So they called me in to read. I read. Didn't think nothing of it. Did I think they was gonna use me? No. I went back on tour. Got a call from my manager, and he said I needed to come back home because they decided to use me for the role of AWACS. And I flew back home, and we started, having readings. It was me, Tyron, Lorenz. It was Tupac. It was Jada. Charles, the Rock. From Rock. It was all of us. We would be in the rooms reading, and basically that's how I got the role to play in Men's Society as AWACS.
Wow, it's funny how sometimes our second chances is our best chances.
Definitely. I had never went out for acting or whatever. I was cool with rap. I was cool with hip hop. From doing Menace, I got to do Thicker Than Water with Mac 10 when I got associated with him through Who Banging Records. That was another little film. I also shot a little independent film called 100 Kilos, which was based on the life of Freeway Rick Ross. But after that, I never went after roles. I used to get scripts sent to the office, but a lot of them were, as you say, the black comic relief in the movie. And I didn't want to play no roles like that. I didn't want to be the Kevin Hart, Chris Tucker, I didn't want to be the funny motherfucker in the movies.
Right.
So I passed up on scripts and just said, fuck it, and just stuck to rapping.
Yeah. Because the thing is about it is that you always got to make sure that you're protecting your brand. You did a lot of work as being someone that is real about what they do and real about what they mean. So sometimes when you take those type of roles, you putting yourself and your brand in a detriment. So we always got to be thinking about who we are and what we're trying to bring across. And so kudos to you for saying, hey, all money ain't good money.
That's one of my mottos, still to this day. All money's not good money. I mean,
No.
It might seem like it. I mean, let's face it, everybody likes a paycheck, you know what I'm saying? But I feel if you put your brand, like you say, and your value at stake, then sometimes you have to pass on certain things. And you have to learn that. That's a lesson that I've learned throughout this music career of hip hop and just being a businessman, owning your own label, whatever. There's opportunities that are presented to you in this game that might seem lucrative and might seem, going to set you in that right path, but really you have to analyze everything, and that's me. Integrity is everything to me, and keeping my brand and staying true to fans that came up with MC Eiht or Compton's Most Wanted, my foundation, so to speak. So I never want to crack that for a dollar sign. Money will come, money will go, but staying and remaining true to people who have over the years spent their hard-earned paychecks and invested in your career. So sometimes you got to pass on certain shit.
Yeah, definitely. And I just think your answer just sets us up nicely for the next question, which is your project, Lessons Poverty Book. How did that project come together? Because you have so many amazing artists on there, tight production. I mean, I was listening to it and it was just like a whole track after track after track felt like better days, felt like hope, felt like how we used to kick it back in the day, felt like how we used to trust each other way more than we trust each other right now. So talk to me about that project and how it came together.
Well, basically, just dealing with hip hop in a whole as of right now that we're in 2020, what's going on with, with the police brutality and what's going on with the voting and what's going on with just trying to remain true. I just wanted to put out a project that was basically focused on transitions that I have been through or what I have seen in my years in this game. artists that have come and gone, musical styles and trends that have developed. So I just wanted to focus on really just trying to make a wholesome record for people, like I said, once again, fans of my generation and fans that appreciate the putting together of a good project, not just focused on, I got money, I got a couple of chains, look how I live, look how I, whatever. I wanted people to really focus on music in a whole, not the glamour and glitz of it. So lessons is basically you hear songs of things that I've learned or people I know have experienced over the last 20 something years in hip hop. And with the music being so different today and it being so youth orientated, I wanted to make one of those good, wholesome albums that people of my time could relate to, and then focus on artists that I feel who could bring something to the table more than just braggadocious speaking. I'm this, I'm that. I got this, I got that. Pop a pill, drink some lean. That type of shit. Which I don't try to condemn other artists, you know what I'm saying? Because it's what you do is what you do. But I just wanted to make one of them heartfelt records and not worry about the trends or trying to keep up with the masses or the Joneses of what was popular today. So that's why I sat down and I called this record Lessons, because it's to take you to that situation of we're all not those artists who are riding in the Rolls Royces and get to fly on the G4 planes. And it's a lot of people still in poverty and a lot of bad shit is still going on. So I wanted to take you to that time and then still make some feel good music.
Yes. And you were successful in doing that. Let's talk about one track in specifically, which is That's Perfect, that you and the Chill did together. I mean, you two together, you guys got like the secret ingredient. It's like a good pot of gumbo. You're going to get a bite of everything in the pot. And you know that the seasoning is going to be evenly distributed. Talk to me about that song, man, because it was almost, I was able to get rest through that song. And to me, it is definitely titled Right. That's perfect. You two, leading us down and through this journey of different memories, togetherness, hope, and all those sort of things. I just think right now, man, it's just necessary. We're thirsting for something to give us what I got from that track. So talk to me about how that came together with you and the Chill.
Basically, when I put together projects, I like to gather all the music first. The music takes me in the direction of what I want the song to do. I can listen to a beat first and I can sort of kind of come up with the concept. And that's me. I've never been one of those artists who don't write. I grab a pad and a pen and I write music because I want my shit to make sense. I wanted to have that feel good point to it, not just talking. So anytime I hear a beat, it usually takes me in that direction. So when I heard this beat, I instantly went to Chill and I was like, man, I got this song. And I had wrote the song already, but I felt it was kind of missing something. So when we got in the studio and I started recording, I got down to that specific part of the song and I told Chill I wanted him to add his flavor to it because it just the back and forth that we command from each other. And when you work with artists that know your style and know your flavor and basically have come through the same steps that you have come through, sometimes the collaboration works out perfectly. I hate to deal with artists who, have to be told, what concepts or what to feel on songs. I like natural ability. So anytime I collaborate with Chill, it's always, friendly competition and being from the same walks of life, it kind of fits. So that's perfect. Was just trying to describe just having that perfect, that perfect scenario. Whether it's waking up and thanking God you woke up, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Whether you get a bonus on your check, that's perfect. You know what I'm saying? Whether you just make it through the day and you come home and you're able to sit down, kick your shoes off, relax, you know what I'm saying? That's perfect. So
Yes.
that was my concept and my direction for that song.
That's perfect. And that sets us up nicely to go to the grill. Let's go to the grill. Let the flames go. Burn it up, burn it up. All right, MC Eiht. We got on the grill today. We're going to talk about hood culture. And I just want to get with you so we can talk about then and now. So let's just start out with simple elements like the drink. Now, then we was drinking like Old Eiht. I like the Brass Monkey personally.
I like the Thunderbird and Kool-Aid myself.
What? I never tried the Thunderbird and Kool-Aid.
That's what we used to do in the neighborhood. We used to get a bottle of Thunderbird, get a pack of Kool-Aid, pour some grape Kool-Aid inside, shake it up. That was one of our neighborhood drinks. Yes, indeed.
Wow. I bet you that was a strong drink to have. Now, let me ask you, was the Kool-Aid grape by any chance?
Grape. You always had to have grape or lemonade. Grape or lemonade Kool-Aid in the Thunderbird, or the Silver Satin is what we meant. Silver Satin and Thunderbird. That's what we used to drink in the neighborhood. When we didn't drink 40s or we want to take it to the next level, it might have been some Christian Brothers or some Seagram's gin, but that was neighborhood drink. Gin and Sacco, Christian Brothers. That 7, what I'm saying, that Seagram 7, those were neighborhood drinks back then. We wasn't too fancy shit. Back then, Hennessy was too much for us.
Yeah.
You get me? So if you had a bottle of Hennessy, your motherfucking ass was rich as a motherfucker. That's how we looked at it, so we were poverty stricken, but we wouldn't trade it for nothing. You get me? The drinks nowadays is the Ace of Spades and the Cirocs and, all the expensive shit because it's the persona. It's the persona of having money. It's the persona of being rich, But like I said, everybody can't fit that persona. You know what I'm saying? That's what the difference is between now and then. We accepted being poor, or if we didn't have, because we were taught that you made good with whatever you had. So fuck it. If we didn't have a Mercedes and we was riding in a Datsun B210, we were proud of riding in that Datsun B210.
Yes.
Now they make it hard for you to be comfortable who you are. You get me? Women, if you're not comfortable, or they think now you got to go get cut up and get everything done because they have made it to where if you don't look like this, then you ain't shit. I mean, dudes, if you ain't got, 1,000 stacks to your ear and, you not flashing for everybody, then you ain't shit. In my days, you kept your shit quiet if you had a gang of shit, because back then you get tested by a lot of motherfuckers. So let me see you on the corner or standing somewhere with money like this to your ear. It'd probably be a nigga next to you, stick you up right then and there and say, oh, thank you. But today the image is that's what's pop. That's what makes you. So it's just the difference. And I think that's because of back then we were comfortable in the skin we're in. Nowadays, it's not, that shows that you're weak, you're broke, you don't have shit. So if you don't look like this, or you don't drink this, or you don't have this, then you ain't shit. And I think we need to get back to being comfortable in our own skin. You know what I'm saying? I'm the type of motherfucker like, no, I ain't got that. And I'm cool with it. You get me?
Yeah.
Oh man, you want this? You want a bottle of Ace of Spades? Hell fucking no. I ain't finna buy that expensive shit. We can go get us a couple of cans of Coors Light or some shit like that. You feel me? we go. I don't fit the fancy mold. Because that's what I come from, and I understand that being grown and being comfortable who you are doesn't make who you are. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to compete with the masses to be a comfortable person. So I like the back then. You know, I can't keep up with the now.
No, me either. Not on any level. It was just like back in the day, like even with the fashion aid, it was like, you know, khakis, white t-shirt, Timbs, you know, a baseball cap, you know, hoodies, you know, or teeth was all chipped up. You know what I'm saying? And it's like now I'm looking at everybody. They got the latest fashion, Versace, Gucci, this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? And their teeth is all perfect. And if they're not perfect, then they done went on and got a grill. You know,
I think it's fucked up psychology for us as us as black people.
Yeah.
We've always wanted to compete with each other, and we've always wanted to be the show off. You know, let me show them. It just messes us up as far as, like I said, because it doesn't give us the foundation to be comfortable in who we are.
No.
You know, there's a lot of people who follow that trend of being comfortable in their skin. You see women with their natural hair being comfortable. They don't care about, there you go. We don't care about, you know, the latest, like you said, back then we could go spend $20 on an outfit and be cool. You know what I'm saying? I could put on me some khakis, a clean t-shirt, a hat, and some Cortez, spend about $60 and be good. Nowadays, people spending mortgages on just one outfit.
Yeah.
Because we make each other feel that you ain't shit if you ain't got it.
Yes.
And I was raised by a mom who was from Mississippi and a father who was from Tampa Bay, Florida. So being in the South, you got those lessons again of being comfortable who you are. You know, so I never felt ashamed or embarrassed about who I was.
Right.
So that's what I think is the key. The key is just being comfortable in your skin and not worried about the masses and wearing Gucci or wearing Prada or Louis or whatever. If you ain't got it, don't worry about it. If you're a good person and you still doing what you're supposed to do in life, you taking care of kids, you paying bills, you doing whatever. That's the first place and the first motto to me. You know what I'm saying? The fanciness and shit, it's to each his own, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be able to roll with the punches on that. Because some people, like I said, this is the generation today.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that just like you were saying, Eiht, more the focus is being put on the outward person instead of the inner, you know, and you can't rise to the top if you ain't got your inner together. If you don't know who you are, if you don't know what it is that you're going to accept from somebody as it equates to, like you were saying, just different scripts that you had gotten to play parts that wasn't who you wanted to become or to achieve to be. You know, those are the things that allow you to make the right decisions when you know who you are, you know, and I just think as a culture, you know, we got to get back to those things that you were talking about, more of a humble demeanor, and realize that we need to start there in rebuilding ourselves in reference to who we are. Because just like you were saying with the women, you know, I mean, when I was out there trying to do my thing or whatever, we were accepted naturally. Of course, if I would have had a fatter butt, I don't know, maybe my career would have went a little bit further, but I'm not too sure about that. And I wouldn't have ever banked on it. You know what I mean? Because I'm more of a natural girl. So, you know, this to me is crazy because no matter what you think of yourself, we are never going to be perfect. I'm not going to be able to get my tits done and then my arms and my neck going to look right. You see what I'm saying? Because then now I got to adjust my neck and my arms to match these big tits. So what I'm saying is that looking for perfection is a fool's game because it does not exist. Not in people that look like me and you anyway.
No, like I said, people have to learn to be comfortable who they are and accept, you know, what it is. We all got flaws. And, the first thing it is you got to be able to accept the flaws within, and just be comfortable. Like I said, I've never, been in that situation to where I've had to deal with a woman who's felt like, her self-esteem and confidence was so low that she had to go get chopped up or cut up. Natural is always perfect, because that tells you that you're dealing with somebody who's comfortable with who they are.
Right.
And I think just the situations of today, they make it so easy for the women to fall into that pattern, because like I said, we have made it so subjective to the way we look or what we wear, what we drive, what we got in the bank. That basically solidifies who you are as a person today.
Yeah.
It ain't about shit loving a motherfucker, or it ain't about how, a motherfucker getting down, or if they this right person or strong or a good father, good mother, whatever. It's about what you got that defines who you are today. So
yeah.
I think we just got sidetracked from just being who we are as a person and being comfortable with just being comfortable Black people, period. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us come from poverty, and if you didn't, that was a blessing. But a lot of us come from inner cities and poverties, so we were always, if you went to school and got teased by motherfuckers or whatever, we have always been taught to try to point the finger bad at each other, whether it's in just normal life or in hip hop or whatever it's got to do. We've always had that opposing look at each other. And I think that's where we got to start in the first place, is trying to accept each other, what it is. Whether you the $1 million motherfucker or you the $1,000 motherfucker, we all come from the struggle, so to speak. So accepting each other in the first place is what we can start with.
Right. And you know what? Hey, you summed that up nicely. Like, I can't even come behind that with nothing. Hood culture then and now. Then, it just seems like we had a lot more of a foundation and appreciation of who we were and where we came from, and accepted who we were. And now it seems like we're confused because we are morphing ourselves to things that we can never live up to, because I can't correct my body and not correct my mind. I can't get a new Versace jacket, you know what I'm saying, but don't know how to take care of myself as far as cleanliness, as far as being able to eat the right things and put the right things in my body. So, like I said, you summed it up nicely, and let me tell you, we cooked that sucker, we grilled it, we added every ingredient needed. So take that sucker off the grill. Let it go. For sure. Let's get back to these questions. This hood culture, man. So, do you think, that this sexualized rap that we got now, with the women, whopping and all of that, do you think that these young people are embracing that similarly to the way that we embrace gangster rap?
I think it's a form of, as you say, it's the some, I'm not gonna say all.
Right.
I would attribute it to the younger women generation of trying to vouch for that lifestyle. A lot of women, a lot of young women venture into the stripper, adult lifestyle, at a young age. We used to condemn a lot of shit back in our days, so to speak. Just like I was talking with somebody the other day, we used to condemn the drug head. We used to condemn the crackhead, so to speak. Nowadays, all you hear is rappers going, pop a pill, I popped this, I did that, so to speak, as the women. Back in our days, it was sisters like MC Light, Queen Latifah, Salt and Pepper, the closest we got to sexuality in rap was Lil Kim and Foxy Brown. Right. And even then, it wasn't as graphic, Lil Kim might took a nice picture, but they both, to me, were uh, lyricists, so to speak, artists, you know. The women nowadays, and like I said, I am the last one to speak on somebody's approach to how they see hip hop. I mean, like you said, people called us gangster rappers, and it was never our intention to glorify the neighborhoods. We had cats like myself. We had cats like Quick. We had cats like King T and NWA. We had cats like Second to None. And so we had affiliations, but it wasn't glorified, so to speak. I think that the sexual approach to hip hop right now is the females are like, just, hey, it was what they were brought up on. You know, like I said, a lot of them come out of the strip clubs. A lot of them were condemned for doing that type of work. So now that hip hop is wide open, and a lot of shit is accepted in hip hop nowadays. I mean, because shit, if you can tell a dude on a motherfucking record that you can pop a motherfucking pill and you can take some lean, then of course you're going to have a female speaking on the sexuality in music, especially if that's where she come from and that's what she was brought up on. You know, I was at the strip club. You know, a lot of them, you know, sexual favors, have been through that situation with the money, so to speak. So it's a lot of them out there. You know, it's a lot of strip clubs and it's a lot of women on that path of, I got to get mine. Just like we used to be on, I got to get mine too. So I don't vouch for it. You know what I'm saying? I get it, because when you got millions who invest in that lifestyle, and you got a million brothers hitting strip clubs, tossing money and doing what they do, then it's gonna be some women who exploit that. You get me? They gonna rap about it because it's let's face it. And then they get an audience behind it because, like I said, there's a lot of young women who indulge in that lifestyle. So now they feel like they have a platform. And while they were always in the cut with the, you know, with the name calling, and we looked at them in a different light, now they're looked at as empowered females because they got billions and millions of dollars, you know, and they're still sticking to their subject of what got me here. This is what I know, and this is what I'm gonna rap about, and this is what I'm gonna bring. Does it kind of look down, some people say, on hip hop? To each his own is what I say. We've all been through transitions of hip hop to where people looked at what we were doing as something negative. I mean, shit, me, Compton's Most Wanted, NWA, every motherfucking rapper from the West Coast was looked at as motherfucking epitome of hell. You get me? Women, y'all calling women bitches, and you're glorifying gang life and all that. So we caught the hell just as the women of today with the sexual rap. So you have to be open-minded. You have to be curious to it. Just like back in my days, parents didn't let some of their kids didn't listen to Compton's Most Wanted and NWA. Not because we were talking about sexual shit, but we were talking about growing up in the neighborhood. Some people didn't want their kids to hear that. Just as today, some people don't want their kids to hear about WAP. You get me? Some people don't want their kids to hear the City Girls, or they don't want to hear their kids hearing Megan, or, you know, because of the content of what their music is. Do I play it? No, because I've never been a strip club cat. Never was interested in strip clubs. Never was interested in that lifestyle. So I don't down it because of what the content is. They getting their money. Like I said, I mean, shit, females got OnlyFans pages, and hey, they running the game. Like my boys say, the women getting theirs right now. So that if that's your empowerment, if that's what women feel like, you know, I want to express myself as far as talking about my WAP, then more power to you. I expressed myself back in the days of talking about Compton and my neighborhood and where I was from and what I went through. So sometimes you have to take that leap of faith. And hey, to each his own. Again, you're gonna have
Right.
some people like my shit, some people don't. You get me? And that's what you deal with being in this field of entertainment. You're
Yes.
gonna have fun. But once again, listen to what I just said. In this field of fucking entertainment, you gonna have different opinions. You know what I'm saying?
All
And
day
that's what you
long.
deal with when you jump into this field.
Yes.
You're gonna have fans and you're gonna have critics. So you
Yes.
have to be able to deal with both. I learned that's another lesson I've learned
Right.
over the
They go hand
you're
in
gonna have
hand.
motherfuckers who like you, you're gonna have motherfuckers who hate you. And
Yeah.
you'll be trying to figure out all day why. Like, I don't know this motherfucker. Why you hate me? You ain't never seen me in my life. My music is trash. You don't like my video, but don't know me from a can of paint. But that's criticism, and
Yeah, it
that's
is.
freedom of speech, and that's what we're allowed to do.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers can voice their opinion. So I had to learn that the hard way, because I'll be ready to fight every motherfucker who got on some shit and said, "Oh man, I don't like his shit," or "his video sucks," or "the motherfucker's song is whack." I'd be ready to call up every motherfucker who said some shit if I didn't take that criticism and be like, hey, motherfucker just don't like this song. He might
Right.
hate this motherfucker and go to the next one and go, man, this next song is the shit. And
Yeah.
that's what I say with criticism. You have to be able to take it. So the ladies, I feel it. I know what y'all going through. Nobody likes it. You got politicians going, oh, what the hell are we listening to? You got hip
Right.
hop fans. You got people going, man, this is just a disgrace. But like I said, once again, freedom of speech to each his own. And who don't like it, fuck it, because there's always a motherfucker who do. And that's
Yes,
what you have to do.
indeed.
This game is 50-50.
All day long. 50-50. So, speaking of 50-50 and songs in general, let's talk about Blue Wave because it has like a lot of those lessons in there. That song is like you could just sit down and listen to that like as a young person or even as an adult and just learn so much about yourselves. To me it was like a rally call to the culture. Tell me how that record came together cuz I love Blue Wave.
Um, Blue Wave was when I was doing lessons. I
Mhm.
probably got to almost the end of lessons, and I was just going through music, going through beats. I was just going through beats, trying to figure out, what I wanted to end the record off with.
Mhm.
I'm always into smooth type of grooves. If anybody listened to my music over my career, I've always been one of those cats who I like motherfucking graphic music. I like my shit to sound like it's a soundtrack to somebody's life, whatever.
Mhm.
So I got this beat from one of my producers, and I listened to it, and then I hit him back, and I said, okay, it was missing a few things, so we collaborated on it, and then the beat just turned out perfect.
Mhm.
So I wanted to take my time on this song, and I really wanted to pattern it after, listening to cats like Nipsey, listening to cats like, Scarface, listening to dudes who really had, listening to Tupac, dudes who had messages in their
Yeah.
songs to uplift, but then to also describe some of the pitfalls of trying to make it through just everyday life, um,
Mhm.
trying to maintain and sustain. Um, so when I started writing, I basically took experiences from that and motivation from, like I said, rest in peace, Nipsey,
Mhm.
and dudes on that caliber who wanted to do songs to uplift and describe how everyday struggle was. So
Mhm.
Blue Wave was one of my menace to societies, one of my straight up menaces, so to speak. Uh, it was a song that I felt that deserved a time to create. So it wasn't just
Yeah.
a rush put together. And I wanted to write about certain points about, uh, not describing, but basically telling people what a hard struggle was. Some people still struggle today. Everything is not glamour and glitz. We're all not having a party and whatever. So that was one of my things too to hit home with Blue Wave. Is a point driven record, so to speak. So that's
And
how
you
that
did a
came
good
about.
job. Man, you
And
did a good job on that.
it's probably one of the best songs, or one of my best songs on the record. A lot of people have hit me up about Blue Wave,
Yeah.
and they have described just what you said. It's one of them feel good records. It's one of them reminisce records.
Yeah.
It's one of them sit back and make you think records about, about what's really going on as far as hip hop and life and what's going on in the times that we have. And
Yeah.
so I appreciate that.
Yeah, good look on that. And then I want you to explain one of your lines. It's a real heater to me, but I want you to break it down. You say dues paid, game is not for sale, it's for keeps. What does that mean?
That means that a lot of stuff that we grew up with
Mm-hmm.
as far as kids, stuff that we have learned as far as being, knowledgeable to the streets and to your community ties or wherever you represent.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, you learn things along the way that should never be, monetized, is what I
Mm-hmm.
say. There's a lot of things I learned as far as family oriented, as far as rules that I learned from my mom, my
Mm-hmm.
grandmom, uh, rules that I learned as being a part of a neighborhood. So when I say the game's not for sale, it's for keeps, meaning that there's certain things you need to remain true to. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Things that shouldn't be bought. Everything isn't for sale, so to
Mm-hmm.
speak. And you should remain true to self instead of being a sellout or selling out to something that you might think might make it better. So that's what I meant by the game's not for sale, it's for keeps, because some things have to remain true.
Yes, yes. And I feel like right now we having a bargain basement sellout and we just selling everything. And so when I came across that line, I said, you know what? When I get a chance to holler at Eiht, I definitely want him to be able to explain to our audience exactly what that means,
I mean,
because
all money ain't good money. So that's what it means, remain
yes,
true to self and never try to look for something that you think is the quickest way ahead. Some
yeah,
things you have to keep foundationalized. You know what I'm saying? I have to remain true to this. Whether somebody dangling something in my face or the next person telling me this is what you should be doing, you have to remain true to yourself. So
yes.
that's what everything is not for sale.
Right, right. And I love that. So, you know what, MC8? How can we follow your movement and keep up with you and all the cool stuff that you doing right now? You got an Instagram, you got
I got the
got
I
your
got
own
the
website.
Instagram. Instagram is 808 EIHT, the
Uh-huh.
number zero, and then EIHT, or Eiht Compton. You can find me Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Eiht Compton. Blue Stamp Music is my store. I got a store selling all my product. So that's at Blue Stamp Official Gear at myshopify.com. You
Mm-hmm.
can get you some hoodies, some CDs, whatever. I'm also the new host of the Gangsta Chronicles podcast. Shout out to my boy James and Big Steel. We just got picked up by iHeartRadio and Charlemagne the God's Black Effect Podcast Network. So I'm also doing that. You catch me on the football field with the kids. I'm
Yes.
head coaching again this year. So I just try to do a lot of things, man, and just try to stay relevant in my small space
That's it.
in this large hip hop world, in this community. I never want to be. I never claim to be the top notch. I'm comfortable where I am. I make music that I feel that my fans appreciate, and I'm not looking for anything else. You know what I'm saying? I'm comfortable, so that's what it is. MCA, CM Dub, Blue Stamp Music. That's official.
That's real official. And our quote made it official. The most valuable lessons aren't taught, they're experienced. And you guys just heard from MC Eiht how true that is. You can't do it unless you live it. You got to experience. So you guys get out there and experience. And you know what, MC Eiht, I want to say thank you for sharing your afternoon with us, man, dropping nuggets, And the one question I got to ask, am I now Blue Stamp official?
Oh, you Blue Stamp official. That's for sure.
Cool, good looking, man. And like I said, I appreciate you. We appreciate what you're doing for the culture, making sure that we learn those lessons and that we remember we come from the poverty book. Okay, so don't ever, ever, ever forget that. You guys get out there and support MC Eiht. Pick up that LP screen. You guys are screening and streaming and downloading and all of that stuff. Make sure you guys get with the greats, the legends that we are featuring on this show. And MC Eiht is definitely one of them. Chia. So make sure y'all get lessons, the poverty book, MC Eiht. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love you, and we'll check back in with you, and we will be following and watching you grow. You a giant, man, and we appreciate you.
Good luck, and I appreciate it. Everybody tune in. Rappers in my backyard. Y'all stay up. Jill.
All right, baby. Thanks so much, you guys, for tuning in today to Rappers in My Backyard, the podcast that stays lit. We rap about relationships, music, and entertainment. And what a great time we had today with MC Eiht. Make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that bell. That's how you're going to find out about interesting guests, provocative conversations, and everything going down with Rappers in My Backyard. Also, check out our website at www.rappersinmybackyard.com and also sign up for the newsletter. You guys know I love talking, expressing, relating with you guys. And remember, it's so bright out there. MC Eiht just let us know there's hope in everything we do if we trust in ourselves. So make sure that you trust in yourself and continue to build and grow through everything. So I'll see you guys next Sunday. For now, cheer. We are Blue Stamped Official. We rap about relationships, entertainment, and music. You heard?